Craig, sometimes it seems like people start with such unrealistic expectations of retirement. You know, they're 5 years from retirement and they're living on $200,000 a year, and we really don't know where the money is going. And they tell me they're going to live on $90,000 the day they retire. Does that seem real? Am I missing something when I look at that?
No, expectations, reality, closing that gap. That's a huge.
That's
huge
a self-created myth, I think.
It's enormous, enormous. And also, I see it the other way. You know, somebody's been living at X, and as they get towards the end of their working career, they're suddenly making more money. Kids are out of the house. They suddenly adopt a higher lifestyle the last 5 years of their working career, but we've been planning for something a lot less. And so when we get there, you know, we've got this gap again. Sometimes those late stage career increases in pay can actually put us further behind if we adopt it as a lifestyle as opposed to putting more towards retirement.
Get used and get addicted to the travel, whatever that is, eating out, whatever it is.
You know, the rules of thumb, you'll hear the industry talk about being 80% of your previous retirement is what you need. So when you get to retirement, you only need 80% of what you're making before. Maybe, but that's an average. Have you looked at your numbers? Have you looked at your circumstances? What goes into those numbers may surprise you at the end of the day. The biggest thing, the biggest number when we're doing financial planning is what is your lifestyle budget? If we don't know what your lifestyle budget is, we're fooling ourselves about being ready for retirement. The biggest thing I would offer an individual as they're getting ready to retire, before they hand over their badge, before they turn in their keys at work, you better go live off your retirement budget for at least 6 months before you retire, so that you know, yes, indeed, I can live on that retirement budget.
Well, and I think that's absolutely true, but I think one thing, I think they need to do it for a year because things cycle. Sure. And two, let's say we're making $200,000, we're going to live on $100,000. That's fine. So we're going to take half of our take-home pay, and we're going to go put it in an investment and not touch it for a year. Because if we just leave in the budget, they say, "Well, I lived on half, but I don't know what." You know, you really got to take that half and go send it someplace that they can't touch it, so that we know that we're living on that. And if it's not realistic, then we need to put more away, make it work harder, save more, retire later. I mean, there's some things that we can do.
There's a lot of options out there, but we have to be realistic about what our lifestyle costs. And most people don't know where a third of their budget's going.
Almost nobody does. That's actually a fun part of planning, is that first conversation about money and where it's going, and try to get them to talk about saving, because they just don't know. They have no idea. And unless we create some form of accountability, it just disappears. I mean, it's just gone. And that's what gets in the way of our financial success.
And it's just habits. The idea that we've been living off the bank account. I hear a lot of my clients as they're getting close to retirement tell me, 20 years ago when the kids were in the house, we were pinching pennies, we were budgeted really tight. Well, the kids grew up, they left home, they're out of the house, there's excess at that point. But we haven't been intentional. In many cases, we haven't been intentional with those extra dollars, and now lifestyle costs a lot more.
Well, and we leave that excess cash in our wallet or in
the bank account, right?
Checking account, and it's back to my statement that money only lasts 16 days, and if it's sitting there, we're going to spend it.
Your dollars have to have a purpose.
We don't pay attention to what we're doing. Every coffee we get, everything we do costs money. It doesn't make me happier or sadder, my client that lives on $2,000 a month and is happy, or my client that has $50,000 a month and isn't happy. It doesn't make any difference as long as we're realistic to what their goals, what your goals are. Make sure that your goals are realistic and we're doing what it takes for you to meet your success and your goals. And if not, let's adjust.